a reason when you say that if you can just love it, that's it. There's a reason when you say that if you can just love it, that's it. There's a reason when you say that if you can
What
just
was
love
the
it, that's it.
what was the last topic that we attended to in the campus?
Inflation and deflation.
Inflation and deflation, and we have been able to look at some concepts there, ranging from the meaning of inflation to factors causing inflation. So very quickly, I want to look into effects of inflation. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so let me. So effects of inflation. I'll be sharing the screen right now. Let me put up the topic. Effects of inflation. So after then, we look at inflation and before we so effects of inflation. So yeah. Now, when there is inflation in the country, purchasing power of the people is affected because the prices of everything has gone up. Then the purchasing power decreases as the price, and the price of commodities and services are high. So the value of the currency unit decreases, which impacts the cost of living in the country. So that means to be able to afford 3 square meals is going to be something relatively impossible to some people. Then that means the cost of living increase, which leads to a deceleration in the economic growth. It will also lead to deceleration in the rate of development in the country. However, a healthy inflation rate, 2 to 3%, is considered positive because it directly results in increasing wages and corporate profitability and maintains capital flowing in a growing economy. So we are trying to say that inflation, if it is not too much, is profitable. It's profitable to the companies, it's profitable to the workers also because there will be increase in wages. And it's also highly profitable to business owners too, because they are the one that is receiving the profit when there is inflation. But to an average, if it becomes too much, then the value of the currency becomes low, and this will in turn affect development in the country. So that is about the effect of inflation. Now, when there is inflation, some people might be looking at what are the steps I can take. When you are close to retirement and there is inflation, money you have been saving in a long time and no longer, maybe you foresee going into real estate when you retire and you have been saving. And a lot of things have started increasing, or coming up in price. So the money you have saved might be worthless at the time of your retirement. So let's look at steps that somebody who is looking forward to retirement take in order to offset the effects of inflation. So steps to offset inflation and its effect on your retirement. The first step there, we say factoring inflation is an essential process of financial planning. So the question is, how much do you actually need when you retire? There are a few ways you can retire financially sound, keeping inflation in mind. Number one is that you can invest in a long-term investment. Invest in a long-term investment, and some investment that have security that can yield a lot of profit in a long time. Then, when it comes to long-term investment, spending money now for investment can allow you to benefit from inflation in the future. For example, if you are into selling of land, you bought a lot of land at a cheaper rate in the past, and after some time there is inflation. So definitely you are going to be not at the losing end, not at the loss end, but at the profit end, because you will benefit from the inflation because of your proactiveness. Then the next step there is to save more, save more. So retirement requires more money than you might imagine. When you are working, there is a steady flow of income, but all of a sudden it cuts short, and before you are remembered for anything, it might take a couple of months or even years. So the two ways to meet retirement goals are to save more and invest aggressively. That is, you invest keeping in mind that if this one does not work, the other also will work. So invest aggressively in order to save more, then invest aggressively to be able to combat effects of inflation upon retirement. Then make balanced investment as a necessary step. Though investing in bonds alone feels safer, but invest in multiple portfolios. Do not put all your eggs in one basket to outpace the inflation. So in order to outpace inflation, you must invest in various fields. That if one field is down, not all of them will be down at the same time. So those are the steps to mitigate against inflation, even particularly upon retirement. Let's look at a case. As you are going into university very soon, maybe in the next 1 year or whatever. Now, finish in another 4 years or 5 years. So that means the next 5, 6 years you're already a worker. Maybe you're qualified to work in any company or in any establishment. If the inflation persists in the country, it's better because the currency of the country is going low, it's going down, then it's better and preferable that you go out there to foreign countries to work, or if you can do any online investment that you earn in foreign currency, earn in hard currency. So with that, be able to translate it to or convert it to your own local currency and be able to do a lot of things for yourself. So that's another part. For example, somebody who is planning to retire, what kind of investment do you go in? There is inflation on naira. So definitely think about investments that will yield hard currency, maybe dollar or pounds or whatever, that will make you safer and better in the near future. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next thing we look at now is inflation. We'll be talking about inflation. And we said there are two opposite sides of the coin. So what do we have to say about inflation? So now to inflation. So deflation is generally a decline in the prices of services that occur when the rate of inflation falls below zero. When the rate of inflation falls below zero, then we have inflation. Inflation will take place naturally if and when the money supply of an economy is limited. Inflation in an economy, there is something that is ongoing right now in Nigeria. Have you heard about it, that they want to change the money we are spending?
Yes.
Say by December that new currency will come out, though it will still be in the same denomination, but they are redesigning the whole money system. So the money you are spending today, by 31st of January next year, you're not going to be able to spend it again. So it's the new currency everyone is spending. Now, what do you think? Do you think that will affect the current inflation in the country, or what's your opinion about that?
In the currency that they say they have to change, is it going to be higher than the normal one now? Or is it just the fees to change?
Actually, it's not that it's going to be higher or whatever, but you know what it means? It means that all the paper money in circulation now will become obsolete by January 31st, 2023. So new currency that everyone will be using to transact, to buy, to even enter bus, will come out by December this year. So if it comes out, and what impact do you think that will have on the current inflation that is ongoing?
I don't think anything will change.
Okay, let's look at it this way. We looked at the causes of inflation. When we're studying demand and supply, we said there are things that can affect demand and supply when the prices in commodity becomes higher, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And when the price goes up, some factors can cause the price to go up, like limited supply or rush in demand. So, in a country or in an economy that is ravaged with corruption, that a lot of people, maybe stolen money, maybe whatever, a lot of money that we have had missing from one establishment. Maybe you've added the news that they said so amount of money is missing. Maybe you've added the news that they said somebody embezzled 70 billion naira. You understand me? So things like this. If that money is not in bank, a lot of people store money outside bank. They store it in houses. If you enter, like there was a time that they said in Lagos here, in a particular apartment, they found lots of cash that was stacked in the rooms there. So let's assume that is obtainable across the country, not only in one state. Let's assume it's possible in 36 states of the country. So do you know how much money is in the society, within the economy, and the bank, the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, is not in control of such money? That could be much, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, when everybody had that, by January next year, the currency is going to be annulled, it's going to be, obsolete. You're not going to be able to spend all the money you stack in rooms. So what do you think they are going to do now?
They want to take it slow.
They want to?
It's not well to increase the currency will increase because
wait. I'm talking about the people that have stocked up money. So what do you think they will do with that money now? Now that ultimatum has been given, that by January, no old money will be spent by the end of January or February. So what do you think they will do? Don't you think they will want to rush to the bank to save the money so that when the new currency come out, they want to withdraw it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And when they rush to the bank, what do you think the government will do?
We'll catch them.
You will catch them. The government will probe them and say, where did you get such amount of money? Then you've been the one that have stolen all our money. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, all those people that have been, having, one way or the other to money laundering processes, and they have been purchasing things that because they have the capacity to purchase at high rate, then the producers are increasing the price. So with that, their capacity will be limited, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then the price of those commodities, once they are not in position to purchase them again, then the price can come down. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
So there is a prospect, or there is a foresight that this redesign in currency might actually have a positive impact on the economy. And let's look at it,
Yes.
that election is coming, is around the corner, and we want to redesign money. You know that during the election, a lot of politicians want to do vote buying, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And the election will be, the new currency will come out before the election. So, and the new currency, the old currency will become obsolete before the election. Do you think they will be able to buy votes as they would have been if there's no redesign of the currency?
No.
Because if you are their follower and they give you the old money that they have stacked up, will you collect it?
I'm not collecting.
So the redesign. So we're talking about deflation now. So deflation generally is a decline in the prices of goods and services that occur when the rate of inflation falls below zero. The deflation will take place naturally if and when the money supply in an economy is limited. It's because the money supply in our economy is unlimited today. That is why a lot of things are. That's why there is high level of inflation. So deflation in an economy indicates deteriorating conditions. Deflation is normally linked with significant unemployment and low productivity levels of goods and services. So the term deflation is often mistaken with disinflation. While deflation refers to a decrease in the prices of goods and services in the economy, disinflation is when inflation increases at a lower rate. When inflation increases but it's at a lower rate, so this is disinflation. This might be more beneficial than total deflation. Because if it's total deflation, then the prices of things have come down drastically. You as a worker, as a consumer, want to buy more, but the production capacity of the producer will be limited because it's not earning high profit again. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's not any high profit because the prices have come down. So it's not a very good condition. As we say, inflation is bad, inflation could be worse. Okay, so let's now I want to look at causes of inflation. Causes of inflation. About causes of inflation. Inflation can be caused by multiple factors. Structural. One of them is structural changes in capital market. Structural changes in capital market. When different companies selling similar goods or services compete, there's a tendency to lower the prices to have an edge over the competition. If there are two establishments or two, like there are lots of higher institutions now, and the one in Oyo is a government institution, the one in Lagos is a government institution, the one in Ondo is a government institution. Now you have the opportunity of gaining admission into any of those institutions. Probably you'll be given admission in the three, maybe because you applied to the three. And one of them, maybe where you stay is not even in the three states, and your transport, your everything to the three states are equal. There is no one that is more preferable. You now get to the one in Oyo, you said the school fee is about, maybe the annual fee is about 700,000 naira. Get to the one in Ondo, you said it's about 800,000. You now get to the one in Lagos, you said it's 2.5 million a year. So, provided that all things are equal, there's no benefit that one has ahead of the other. You go for the 2.5 million because of ego, or you just choose to go for the one of 700,000 since it provides everything that the others provide.
It's 700,000.
Yeah, that is economical enough because you are not missing anything out. It's only being wasteful to go to the one that is having. So when different companies selling similar goods or services compete, there's a tendency to lower the price to have an edge over the competition. And if one lower, the other also lower, the other also lower, then it can cause inflation. So then another factor that can cause deflation is to increased productivity. Increased productivity can cause inflation. How does that lead to deflation? We are praying that there should be increased productivity in the country. So how does that actually cause inflation? Okay, there's a country in the world today that there are no prisoners in their prison. Maybe you should do that as a research.
Okay, sir.
There are no what?
Prisoners in their prison.
Okay, fine. So in that country, if you go and study anything relating to prison matters, how likely is it for you to get a job? How likely is it for lawyers or to have cases? Zero, because there are no prisoners. So they even pay people, like what I heard, they pay people to stay in prison for some time, not because they have committed offense. Now, it's a very good thing that there are no, prisoners in their prison. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But it is taking a toll on their economy as well, because that particular part of the economy is going to be, before you know it, it will deteriorate and there will not be development and whatever in that one. So we are now going that far, but I'm just using that as a scenario. Okay, there was a time that, like I mentioned the other time, there was a time that there's a rift between North and West, wherever in this country, and the North decided, simply because of the insecurity issue anyway. So, particularly Lagos started turning back the Fulanis or the Hausas, those Okada people or something. Now, they will load themselves in truck all to Lagos, and Lagos will just catch them and send them back to where they're coming from in order to prevent danger, havoc, because they don't know who they are or where they're coming from. That made the North, the Northern Trade Association or whatever, to be annoyed, and they threatened that they are not going to supply most of their food productions to Lagos or to the West. Immediately they issue a stoppage to that. A basket of tomato that would have gone for maybe 2,000 naira or 2,500 naira in their place there suddenly became 150 naira. A basket of, tomato is a perishable item. You understand?
Yes.
So, because of that, it looks as if it's an increased productivity because they have more than they should have, because they couldn't offset it. But let's assume that all things being equal, there's no stoppage of anything. They are sending it down to where they should send it. Maybe they used to send, let's say, 10,000 baskets per day. But all of a sudden, they now have the capacity to send 100,000 baskets per day. But the buyers are not willing to buy 100,000 baskets. So what do you think will happen? Then the price of such commodities fall, because they want to encourage you to buy it so that it won't get spoiled and they can produce more. So innovation and technology enable increased production efficiency, which leads to lower prices of goods and services. Some innovation affect the productivity of certain industries and impact the entire economy. Let's see the next step. They can cause deflation. The next one is decrease in the supply of currency. Decrease in the supply of currency. 3 cause deflation. Decrease in the supply of currency. So the decrease in supply of currency will decrease the price of goods to make them affordable to people. Why do you think that would be? I think I explained something like that.
Yeah.
So why do you think that's going to happen?
Decrease in supply of currency will decrease the price of goods and services to make them affordable to people. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned about the situation in Nigeria,
Okay.
in case they change the currency,
Yes.
people will not be able to spend the old money again.
Yes. So once they cannot spend the old money again, what they would have just walked into supermarket and buy at higher rate or buy at many quantities as possible, as they could afford, because of limited supply of the currency. The money, we are even running a cashless policy. Are you with me? That you can
Yes, sir.
just transfer and buy. But the money that they have at hand, because of the fear, the fear of government catching them for corrupt prices, they can't take it to the bank. So they are like appearing to be poor now because the money is no longer in the bank. You understand?
Yes, sir.
But it's a funny thing that we live in a country, or we are in an era that people are corrupt. Some people can still bypass it. To get their money to bank, they will go to black market.
Yes.
Some people, they will give some people a certain share of the money in order to get them the new currency. And those ones know the people that are in charge. So with that, though it's going to be effective, but not 100% effective because of those that will bypass it. So the next thing we want to look at, having looked at causes of deflation, we have to look at the effects. What effect does deflation, or brings on a particular economy or particular country? Effects of deflation. So effects of deflation. Deflation may have the following impacts on an economy. For one is reduction in business revenue. Reduction in business revenue. In an economy faced with deflation, businesses must drastically reduce the prices of their products or services to stay profitable. As reductions in price take place, revenues begin to drop. If they refuse to reduce the price of their own products or services, what do you think will happen to the products? They won't be able to sell, right?
Yes, sir.
They won't be able to sell, and there will be no single revenue for them. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But in order to sell, so as to stay profitable, they have to reduce the price. And when they reduce the price, their revenues also will drop. But mind you, that will not be forever, because when they are to produce the next set, they won't spend as much as what they have spent before, because there is general deflation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So they are not in a fix, but it's surely going to affect such business over a period of time, and definitely it will affect the workers too. When the company you are working for does not make enough profit due to deflation, what do you think will happen to what you collect? I mean, the money you collect from the company, your salary.
Yes.
What will happen to the salary? Will it increase? No, it won't. It will decrease. And that's the next point. Lowered wages and layoffs of staff. Because they might not even have enough to pay as many as number of staff that they are paying before. So there will be lowered wages and there will be layoffs of staff. So when revenues begin to drop, businesses begin to find means to reduce their expenses to meet the objectives. One way is by reducing wages and cutting jobs. This adversely affects the economy as consumers now have less to spend. And yeah, it won't be forever also, because you have less to spend and things are cheap, then why must you have more to spend? You understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's a balance of thing that given some time is going to be balance. Okay. We are done with inflation and deflation. So let us just have a look at it. Maybe I should just give you some questions. Okay. Maybe you should work on this. Who is benefited most by inflation and deflation? You know, who will benefit most from deflation? Who will benefit most from deflation? I mean the two. You understand?
Is it like for a consumer?
Wait, let me put up the question so that like an assignment, I will explain it. So assignment. So the question 1 is who will benefit most? I mean, who is benefited most by inflation? And the second one is who benefits most from inflation. So when we're talking about, you can just bring your explanation, generalize the explanation, let it cut across the producers, the consumers, and the economy. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to cut this class now, and I'm going to send the link for another class by next 5 minutes. Thank you very much for being a part of it. So stay tuned there. Talking about mother tongues, we said monotongue is a pure vowel sound. It means one sound, vowel sound. Now today we'll be looking at diphthongs. Yes, we'll be looking at diphthongs, which is a double vowel sound. So I'll be sharing this screen with you right away so that we can get going. So today we're looking at diphthongs. What are diphthongs, or what is a diphthong? So let's see. Yeah, what is a diphthong? That is the question there. We'll be looking at the definition, the types, and the examples. Diphthong in English. When we speak, the way in which we pronounce words is determined by the letters of each word. These letters are symbols that represent speech sound. In studying speech and how each letter is articulated, linguists often refer to things called diphthongs. So studying and classifying diphthongs helps to communicate how words are articulated, and even shows how accents within the same language vary. So studying diphthongs will help us to pronounce words correctly and to flow with different kind of accents within the same language. So diphthongs or monotongues or sound does not only occur in English, but because we are doing English now, that's why we are looking at it. As it occurs in English, it occurs in every other language as well. For example, in French, they want to say, what is your name? They say, comment t'appelles-tu? Now, if it is somebody that is, they respect, it won't be comment t'appelles-tu, it will be comment appelez-vous? Comment appelez-vous? What's your name? It's still the same thing. So, yeah, that's a kind of diction, that's a kind of sounds that you will study if you are to be doing French language. But now it's in English, so we are looking at the definition, the types, and examples diphthongs. And so it's going to show us how to pronounce and also reveal to us how these words actually vary. But before we move on, how many monotones are in English language?
12.
12. So you mentioned about 5 in
E, E,
Okay. Okay.
E, and E.
Okay.
O,
Oh, okay. Then oh. Then oh. Then
Ho,
okay. 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 That's okay. So here now, we're going to be looking at examples of monotones. Diphthongs rather. Before we look at the types, examples of diphthongs. Let me see. I want to get the screen there. So here are 8 diphthongs, that are generally agreed upon. The first one is I. I. That is I-E. I. Can you pronounce I?
I.
I. So this creates a speech sound similar to hi, your hi. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
And usually includes letter E and hi and Y also. So examples like my, cry, like. So all these words consist of the sound hi. Hi. So my, cry, like. Can you give me 2 more words that has the sound I?
Fly.
Fly. Okay. Another one.
Try.
Try. All right. Now, these other sounds, ho. That's the sound, ho. Now, create a speech sound similar to both, ho, both, and usually include the letter OW, that ho, then OH, and ho itself. So examples are toe, loan, dough. So it's ho. Then the next one is hey. And I hear the sound hey. Yes, are you there now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was a disconnection there, so I'm going to put that up. So I was saying you should give me the sound A.
Hey.
A, yes. So it creates a speech sound similar to great, and usually include letters EY, AY, AI, and A. Examples are this pain and weight. This T is not part of this. I'm going to read that. Examples are like the pain, but if you're going to put this, it can be steak. S-T-A-K, steak. Pain, weight. So K is there. Then we have seen ho. And there is another one like how. So how, can I understand how?
How.
So create a sound similar to how, like usually includes letter OU and OW. Example are town, pound, how. So how, how. So I'm going to bring up the next one. See. So the next sound that we have here is here, 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 or you say here, but it's actually here, here, and that ha. You take note of it. So let me clear the screen and bring it up. Here. So he, her. That her is in the word like about, teacher. So he, her, here. Create a sound similar to here and usually include the letter E, I, E, like Lear, here, here, like the word in engineer. So, and this one is here. So two sounds combined to one, here. Now, it created a sound, speech sound similar to care and usually include letters AI, A, and A. Examples are hair, layer, beer, hair, there, beer. The next one is oi. So this creates a speech sound similar to boy, usually includes a whole Y and Y, like oi, Roy. So like that. So examples. Now this is hua. Can I hear hua? Now like but some of them might be controversial anyway. That's why at the beginning we said eight are agreed upon. So it created a sound similar to sure. So we say sure. You understand me? Sure, but it's not sure, it's sure. So usually includes the letters O, OU, and U, then UE. Examples are like pure, or not pure, and pure. But it's not our own accent, so we can't really debate that for now. But sure, poor, and the word like POOR, is also poor. Okay, those are the 8. Can I hear you pronounce the 8 and pronounce the words that they are found in? Just pronounce the 8 and pronounce the words that they are found in.
Hi.
Yes, I'm listening.
Nice for cry. My like cry.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice for low and do.
That's O.
That's O. And A.
Yes.
For steak, pain, and weight.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay.
For town,
Okay.
found, row.
Okay. So that's the way the exam is going to. They are going to just show you the sound and give you some words and say which one actually contains the sound. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Or ear. call it ear or ear. So ear, yes.
Le, tear or pear.
Okay. Yes.
Ear.
A,
Okay, ear.
A, ear, ear,
Ear.
ear, A,
Ear.
ear,
Oh, hair, le, and
ear,
beard.
ear, and beer. Okay.
Oil.
Mm-hmm.
For oil, coil, and roil.
Yes, that oil is oil. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oil. Okay.
Oa.
Hmm?
Oa.
Mm-hmm.
For cure, pure, cough.
So we call it pure and pure, but it's pure and sure, Okay, that's it. I want to look briefly into types of diphthongs. Types of diphthongs. And there's some explanation on with that. So as we are studying OL sound, we also have consonant sound to study as well. So with this, we will be concluding your oral English practice. Then we look at the stress, emphatic stress and the other types of stress, syllabic stress and so on. So types of diphthongs. Linguists divide diphthongs into different categories to help classify their various sounds. The first category is falling diphthongs, which can, let me underline that, falling diphthong. So which can begin with higher pitch or volumes and end with lower pitch or volumes. So that is the key word there. It begins with higher pitch or volumes and end with what? Lower pitch
Lower pitch or volume.
or lower volume. So these are also referred to as high diphthongs and are often found in words that sound similar to high. Examples like like, like. So the opposite of falling diphthong is rising diphthong. And this begins with vowel sounds of lower pitch and or volumes, lower pitch or volumes, and end with the one of prominent pitch or volumes. So falling diphthongs are found in words like few, yell, weed, huge, wall. So similar to falling and rising, diphthongs can be classified based on whether they are closing or opening. So closing diphthongs have similar characteristics to falling, while opening is similar to rising. So then diphthongs can also be referred to as narrow ones, narrow or wide diphthongs. We are only describing them based on the way or manner of articulation, the way they are pronounced. Let's look at that. So we say diphthongs can also be referred to as narrow or wide. The narrow ones are comprised of vowel sounds that are similar to the similar sounding and similarly pronounced. Examples include rain and wait. Wide diphthongs are vowel sounds with more drastically different articulation, like in pound, and now, round. So this similar, the first one said they are narrow because they are similar, similar sounding or similar pronounced. The example like hey, so rain, wait, white, hey, same way. But if you are pronouncing hey and e, the way of pronunciation sound looks similar. That's why they are cutting. But it's like brown, you change the position of your mouth in the pronunciation of the two sounds. Are you getting that?
Yes, sir.
So how. So that's one. That's why. So linguists also classify diphthongs based on their lengths, which are measured in terms called more. So this refers to the length when pronounced and can be short or long in the same way that vowel sounds can. So in the first aspect, we talk about long monotongues and short monotongues. So the same thing exists this, but it's not by writing, but just the way of the articulation. So understanding the nuances of these tongues takes time and is often subject to debate. So pronunciation is flexible and varies depending on each person's accent, and that is what we're looking at. So the accent. So what is certain is that the study of diphthongs and language in general can help to communicate in that it documents just how we articulate it. Now, the main point of studying beyond examination, in examination they are going to test you, but the main point here is that you should learn it not because of exam, but learn it for proper communication skill. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, proper communication skill. So maybe later as we move on, I'm going to give you an assignment. Not today. I'm going to give you an assignment to actually record yourself speaking Queen's English. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you're going to, and you practice it. Maybe let me just give you that assignment that you should keep practicing it up from today. Speak speak and think in that accent. With that, it's going to help the way you articulate each of the words. Okay?
Yes, sir.
For example, if you want to pronounce this last word, it's a word, it's word, but some people say word, okay? But
Yes,
actually, it's word, like language, like in general. So some people say in general, but it's what? In general. Now, some people say communicate, but it's actually communicate. Communicate. Document, not document, but document. Articulate, not articulate. You pronounce the R, articulate. So, and that is where we're going to be running up for the English session. The government session will begin shortly. Okay.
Sir.
All right. So do have a nice time and just stay tuned there. Welcome back to class. And this is for government. The last time we were looking at mass media, and we looked at the concept, looked at the meaning, looked at we look at the examples of the mass media. Yes, types of mass media and examples. So today we want to continue by firstly taking through those examples that you mentioned. Like from newspaper to radio, television. And you mentioned some of the examples there.
Magazines,
Okay.
streaming platforms, video games, billboards, cinemas, books, television, newspaper, reviews, email lists.
Okay, that's it. So, email lists, streaming platforms, podcasts, and prior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very quickly, I'll be sharing a screen with you where we look into details of each and every one just briefly before we look into the next topic to round up that mass media. So here now, let's see. 18 examples of mass media. First one is newspaper. They said it was widely used in the 19th and 20th century for governments and media moguls to communicate the same information to a broad population. So according to cultural theorists like Benedict Anderson, it has been an important enabler of nationalism and shared cultural identity. That's mass media. So the first one is a newspaper. And as we look at newspaper, we say in the 15th century Europe, printing press emerged as a force for the growth of the newspaper industry. So according to Benedict Anderson, the newspaper was the first mass media that was powerful enough to create a shared culture called an imaginary community. You are processing an information, you are sending an information to people that you cannot see. You imagine them in your mind. You understand? So, and that's
Yes, sir.
across to an entire population. So, for the first time, people were able to access the exact same information daily or weekly and develop a sense of connection to the people they've never met, and live a long way from. Now, the next one is the radio. The radio. It's radio signals that are passed across to our various houses that gives us this. So, radio was invented in the late 1800s and by a group of scientists who were exploring the new field of electricity. That's electromagnetic spectrum. So, at first, radio was used primarily for military and nautical communication, such as sending Morse code messages. However, it wasn't long before people began to realize that radio could be used for entertainment as well. So, but by the 1920s, radio was a fixture in most homes, providing people with news, music, and even comedy events, comedy shows. So radio changed the world by giving people instant access to audio information and entertainment for the first time. So it brought people together, creating a shared experience and transcended time and place. That transcend time. So that's about radio.
Yes, sir.
So the next one we'll talk about is television. Yeah, television became the dominant form of mass media in the second half of the 20th century. This enabled the media elites and government to spread their standardized messages to the masses without stress, with ease. And the news time is a powerful medium for spreading ideological messages to the masses. With the emergence of news stations and whatever, they are weaponized to be able to reach them. So the next one is magazines. Magazines, yeah. So about the magazines, like newspaper is an example of print media that can be distributed to a very wide audience. Magazines are distributed via stores such as gas stations, stationery stations, and department stores, and even sold by roadside. So the next one we'll look at is website. Website. Talking about website, like during the pandemic, I actually created my own website where I reach my students, and this is the website here. I registered the name. I said online class with Ajibola, and you would have been seeing in some of the videos I'm sending to you, name online class with Ajibola. So it's actually a registered, business name. And during the website, during the COVID-19, people actually learned through this site, and interactive that they can go to their class and get some learning details from class to class. That is that about that one. So website, anybody can own a website. So with the rise of internet, a lot of old print media was transformed into digital media. All major newspapers, for example, now publish their information via both print and online formats. But the greater revolution of website was that for the first time, everyday people could create their own platform for distributing information to the masses. From here on out, consumers could also become producers. So you are a consumer of information, then you can create your own blog and also become a producer of information. A website plus hosting fee starts for about $50 per year. So popular bloggers, individuals who gathered a large audience to their website articles emerged in the 2000s, and popular bloggers, from range from person to person. Anybody can be a blogger. Just create a page and begin to flood it with information. So the next one is book. book. Yeah, apart from website, we talk about books. Books are considered mass media because once written, the book can be produced en masse and distributed around the world. For example, Benjamin Spock's 1946 book, The Common Sense, book of baby and child care, has sold over 50 million copies worldwide. So types of books include novels, biographies, textbooks, encyclopedias, yeah, and so on. And each format provides different types of information, including fictional stories, non-fiction stories, educational content, and archival data like documentaries. And the next thing is the billboard. Can you see the billboard on the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the billboard. So billboard is also a sort of mass media. Billboards are advertisements that are placed in prominent public thoroughfares, such as busy strip malls alongside of highways. They are strategically placed to be seen by as many people as possible. Thus, they are quintessential example of one-to-many mass media. And there's something there about billboard. The billboard is often seen as a sign of modern capitalism. It demonstrates the importance of advertising and brand management for companies seeking to position themselves for success in the context of a free market economy. However, traveling through communist nations like Cuba, you will also see a significant number of state-owned billboards promoting government propaganda. And the next one is cinema. How could cinema be a media? Yeah, mass media. Cinema can be considered mass media because it's an entertainment format produced to be distributed to the masses. The movie is recorded and produced just once and then distributed to be rewatched, ad infinitum. As a contrast, live theater is designed as a customized high culture experience where each performance is unique and for the audience who is present, so it can be transferred. Like other forms of mass media, ideologies and cultural knowledge are spread and perpetuated through movies. If you are fond of watching American movies, then it will shape your thinking. If you are fond of watching Indian movies, it will shape your thinking and your orientation as well. So that is a kind of indoctrination through movies or media. Social media platform is another medium. Social media platform allow users to interact and share content online. Common examples of social media include websites such as Facebook and Twitter, as well as apps like Snapchat and Instagram. So they can act as mass media because social media posts can go viral. This means that the post spread throughout the internet, getting millions of views from the social media user. And we were able to find out that billions of people are on the internet. So in recent years, social media has become a powerful marketing tool, with businesses using it to reach out to a wide net of potential customers. The next one there is video games. Yeah, out of video game apps, video games, especially massive multiplayer online role-playing games, becomes mass media due to the significant number of people who play them. Games like World of Warcraft, Fortnite, and Minecraft have the ability to reach wide audience quickly. For example, the popular video game Fortnite peaked at over 350 million registered players in 2021. Imagine 350 million people registered for one game. So whatever ideology is being passed by that is reaching millions of people as a goal. As a result, video games can have significant impact on popular culture. They can spur spin-off movies such as Tomb Raider and generate new cultural memes and sayings. Now, flyers and junk mail is another one. Flyers, like Andy used and so I would consider flyers and junk mail to be in the same category of mass media. They are unsolicited forms of print media distributed by hand or mail, which promote products and services or events. So they are typically distributed in public places such as sidewalks or in front of businesses or placed into mailboxes as junk mail. The idea is to spread the message far and wide as possible within the target market, and the goal of getting a small percentage of readers to heed the message. Text message alert is another one. We are familiar with this. Text message alerts are generally used by government authorities and reserved for emergencies. They are designed to be sent en masse and to literally everyone with a phone within an area, warning them to take action immediately. Or your network provider might be sending you, or you might be sending to a lot of people concerning your business to them. For example, where I live, I occasionally receive text message alert if a child is gone missing. That's talking about some countries before. Everyone within a region receives a text message with the child's name, age, appearance, in order for the community to keep an eye out for the child. In this sense, an emergency text message alert is an example of a public. So, and the next one there is web advertising, video sharing platform, email list, a streaming platform. This was where I wanted to talk about the other time. Streaming platform, video streaming platforms such as Netflix, Crave, and Disney Plus have revolutionized mass media. For many people, they have superseded television as a means of relaxing fun after work. Now, you know that an average parent wants to control what their children watch on television, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because some of the content of the television are rated adult content, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And if it is not controlled, it might mislead teenagers, it might mislead children into doing things that are not proper even for their age. Now, when precisely about 7 years ago, when I, got married, and I was like, how do I raise my kids away from television? Are you listening to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. How do I raise my kids away from television? I discovered that children of this age, starting from 1990, children born of this age, they are familiar. They are quickly attached to technology. They are quickly attached to media, television, telephone, handset, and something like that. So, and I looked at it that, okay, what if I convert anything I want them to learn? What if I convert it onto media for them? And make it available for them as much as they care to watch. And let it be what they will start watching from the early stage. Then they will develop more of interest in that than in any other thing. And I cannot control what my TV platform is streaming down to me. Then I decided on two things. Number one, I stopped subscribing to anything called maybe GoTV, DSTV. I stopped subscribing. Then the second thing is that I got something that they call Android TV box. It's just like a decoder also. When I discovered that it's like a mobile phone, but it doesn't have screen. So you have to connect it to your television in order to make it work, like a smart television. Now, when you connect it, all you can do, connect to the internet through it, or get your phone to download some movies online, anything you want them to be watching. I downloaded, right now I have about 500, videos for them. You understand? And the videos cut across the things that I think are good enough for them, ranging from their cartoons, some moral videos, some learning videos, And with that, I discovered that I do not necessarily, have to take my kids to school before my kids will learn some simple, basic things. For example, I'm going to share a screen with you now. where you see my 6-year-old boy was, talking about some things that are even above his age. I never sat down for once to teach him those things, but because those are the things that he has been watching every time that there is an opportunity. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, then I will share the screen so that you can share the sound. Then we just stop for a few seconds, then we leave that side. Now, are you seeing the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me click on this video and let it play. Let me see.
I'm 6 years old. I live at Lagos.
Okay, that's very good. Clap for yourself. Okay, you want to read multiplication table?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 8, 12. 2 times 9,
So I'm trying to fast forward.
10.
Yes, sir.
So at age 6,
That's very good. Clap for yourself.
he has been able to master all the multiplication
Okay,
tables
go
by
ahead to
himself
5
on that device.
times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10.
Let me fast forward to when maybe 12 times. So later you can just go on the video and just watch it and see
10 times
something.
7, 49. 10 times 8, 56.
I want to move it so that we'll see some other things that he was able to learn through that thing. So it's a sort of social media, but even as it's social media, is making most of the benefits. Let me just put it that way.
10 times 3, 30. 10 times 4, 40. 10 times 5, 80.
Let me move it. So after the multiplication table,
11 times 6, 66.
let me move it.
Times 9, 100. Times 10. 11 times 44 times 11. 100. Times 2. Times 4. 144.
Okay, now, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, stand up. Yeah, if you're happy and you know, and you really want to show. If you're happy and you know, sit down. Okay, let's do a random something. What is 2 times 2? Okay, what is 7 times 2? That's good. Let me hear your voice louder. What is 8 times 5? 40. Clap yourself. What is 9 times 3?
Now let's move
12 times.
forward.
Oh, that's nice.
Now this time around, I asked him to talk about human body. This is what they will not even teach in primary school, but let's listen.
6 million bones are so for the rest of your body.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell me.
The skeletal system each molecular protein marked on the floor.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
6 million bones are so for the rest of your body.
Wow.
Sometimes will maintain strong bones.
Okay.
Some bones protect important delicate parts of the body. For example, the skull is kind of like the helmet inside your head. Protecting the brain.
Okay.
Your brain is the control cell of focus. Your brain is the control cell of your entire body. It's part of the nervous system. Your nervous system also includes the nerves. Influence of nerves are called neuromotor activity. As nerves carry messages back and forth and back. Nerves generally connect to the spinal column inside the back. Nerves connect to the brain and the body. Muscle nerves carry messages from the brain to all the muscles and glands in your body.
Wow.
And then your muscles to the nerves move. Many of muscles are attached to their wounds with tendons. These are called skeletal muscles.
Okay.
But the other kinds of muscles that are like food or blood.
Okay.
Using blood for the
Circulatory system. Yeah. You can tell us about the circulatory system now.
the circulatory system all the systems that move nutrients, gases, and waste within from cells. The circulatory system is also called the cardiovascular system.
Okay.
It includes the heart, the blood, and blood vessels. Blood is a fluid that circulates around the body, bringing the sounds, nutrients, gases your body needs. Blood also gets rid of the waste your sound produce. Wow, that is very important. Wait, there's more. Some cells in the blood and liver are circulated with others to the body to charge. The heart is the main engine of the circulatory system. It's a large vessel made of all different containers. Two on the right and two on the left.
Okay.
The right half of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood into the lungs. From the outside and surface of oxygen and picked up. The left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood all the way to the rest of the body. While the left side of the heart is bigger than the right. It has the one color and the other part of the circulatory system. And with the heart, the arteries and veins are two like vessels. Arteries take blood from the heart and veins make blood out to the heart. Each time blood circulates from the heart out to the body, the cell goes through the veins.
So we can't actually finish this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But I will encourage you to just go through it and see what I'm talking. So the boy has never been to any school. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
I have not taken him to any school. In fact, it was when he was 2 years old or 3 years old. I took him to a public school, but he spent just one term. Second term, I'm like, no, I don't like what he's going through here. I withdraw him. I said he's going to homeschool. And if I play this video, he spoke about digestive system, even what you will be required in WAEC. I didn't teach him.
Yes, sir.
I didn't teach him. I only get him some videos to watch, and that's what he watch every day. So I got him some books for his level, but the videos, whatever I make to interest him, apart from cartoons or whatever, is actually based on, what I want for him. It's a means of media communication, but I created my own mass media for him. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
enough of parents, getting worried about, hey, my child is going to be corrupted on the media or this. You could create mass media. Yeah, thanks to all the people that made the video available that we were able to watch. Okay, let's just take a look into this other video and see what he has to say about rocks. In this video, he was explaining about
Hello, kid. How are you?
this.
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. What's your name?
My name is Evan Adewale.
How old are you?
I'm 6 years old.
Okay. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Water cycle.
Oh, that's nice. Go ahead. Talk about water cycle.
The sun provides the energy to drive the water cycle. As the sun heats water on earth, water evaporates into the air. As water cools in the air as they condense into small water droplets become clouds. When the water droplets get to air, they precipitate back to the ground. Then the water accumulation aquifers, rivers, lakes, and the oceans. And the whole thing starts all over again. Water turns to vapor, evaporation. Clouds can fall in the sky like the products of condensation. When the droplets get too heavy, they fall as precipitation. Rain or ski or snow impacts, then comes accumulation.
Wow.
evaporation,
Oh, condensation.
condensation,
Yeah.
precipitation,
Yeah.
accumulation.
Wow. That's nice.
Oh,
Okay. 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 I think you've done that. So that is water cycle. Yes or no? Yes.
yes.
Okay. Good. What else do you want to talk about?
Planets.
Planets. Wow.
Let's
Go
let me
ahead.
move it to
Yeah.
where he was talking about rocks. That we can move on the run of the class. Okay.
Asteroids.
Asteroids. Go ahead.
Asteroids are also called planetoids.
Okay.
The largest asteroid is Ceres. Vesta and Pallas are other examples of asteroids.
Okay. Okay, so that's about asteroids. What else do you want to talk about?
Comets.
Comets. Wow. Talk about comets.
Comets are eruptions of ice, dust, and small particles of rock.
Okay.
Rocks have long oval orbits. When they pass near the sun, the ice melts and evaporates. People do not see comets as huge glowing balls with tails made of gas or dust spread millions of miles behind them.
Wow. That's a very nice one. So, after talking about comets, what else do you want to talk about?
And rocks.
Rocks. Oh, fantastic. Go ahead.
Sedimentary rocks,
Okay.
igneous rocks,
Okay.
and metamorphic rock.
Metamorphic rock. Okay. Go ahead.
Sedimentary rocks made about 3/4 of the rocks.
Okay.
It's made of rocks pressed down.
Oh.
Igneous rocks were to harden upon.
Mm-hmm.
When magma cools slowly and becomes harder when they steep on the
Mm-hmm.
rocks that run
Now,
this way
let me pause it. Do you take note of the way he's speaking?
Yes, sir. That's it.
In the accent. Now, he, he has not been to any school for goodness sake.
blend.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
So, what I'm trying to say is that anything is possible at anywhere. Anything is possible. The only impossibility lies with an individual. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, as we round up, let's streaming platform. Still on streaming platform. I was telling you the other time that I have my own streaming platform where I actually reach people with my ideology, my songs. You know, I pass across my own ideology through songs, and this is the platform here. It's on SoundCloud. You can see, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you look at the followers, I have 1,058 followers. I am following 1,736. And up to date, I have how many tracks? Can you see the number of tracks there?
Yes, sir.
How many tracks?
156.
156. Let's just listen to the one I made yesterday. You know, my kind of song, you know, is gospel, and I try to encourage people about the issues they are facing in their life. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And that is a message I'm passing across, and you know, that's my own mass media. So let's just look at the latest one I did 17 hours ago. I said, what's the title?
No crime.
No crying. So let's listen.
It's a reason when you say that if you can just let it out. It's a reason if you can just let it out. It's a reason if you can just let it out. It's a reason if you can just let it out. When we cry, when seasons come, I ask, what do I say?
that's just a flavor there. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And this is what I do. Apart from teaching, I do this, every day. This one say thou fear. I'm just showing you this, that though we say the media is evil, the world is this, the world is corrupt, but people are still making, waves. You understand? Look at this one. This one was done 1 day ago. Now that's another flavor there. So at your own leisure time, you can go ahead and listen to them. You can go ahead and download. Do you understand? So
Yes, sir.
we'll go back into the lecture now so that we can round up. So streaming platform is there to communicate to people. Then we have podcasts. You create a podcast to reach a lot of people. A podcast is an audio file that is downloaded and watched via the internet. A image in 2005 when RSS feeds were utilized to send audio files directly to computers and smartphones. In subsequent years, podcasts have enabled amateur radio hosts to create their own pseudo radio shows. And we have town crier. The last example of mass media is perhaps fun. Before the printing press, the best way to get information out to the masses was for the government to employ a person to literally yell the news on the public square. And the persons with this job is called the town crier. Though today we don't have town crier, but we have a lot of people that perform the work of town crier. You see them around your area playing music and advertising something. Have you seen them before?
Well, yes, it's just now street anytime they want to announce something.
Yes, even when you're on the road, you see a lot of people wearing customized t-shirts and be playing music and dancing. That's a form of town crier. Traditionally, town crier will be delivered. Will deliver the message from central government body. Blah blah blah. Government don't use that nowadays, but they still use that in some places, like you just mentioned in your own estate. Okay, I'll stop sharing this screen, and I want to share the main screen now, so that I'll just mention a few things so that we can conclude on what's it called? Mass media.
Mass media.
So the final things, we want to look at what are the functions of mass media in Nigeria. Functions of mass media. So we might not be able to go into the details, but the first function I'll be mentioning is surveillance of the environment. Surveillance of the environment. It is the job of the mass media. Talking about functions of mass media, let me put that up as we round up. Functions of mass media in Nigeria. So the first one we have there is surveillance of the environment. So number one, surveillance of the environment. That is to monitor what goes in and out of the environment, what goes on, and to raise alert. Then the correlation function, they try to correlate people's political ideas and issues and whatever. So the function there is the correlation function. The two correlation functions. I'm trying to round up now because of my time before the class, which is go off suddenly. And the number 3 is cultural transmission and influencing societal norms.
Okay, sir.
Yes, cultural transmission and influencing societal norms. Yes. see that one there. Influencing societal norms. Then number 4, and look at 4, then round up. About the functions, then this one is very important: education and entertainment. Education and entertainment. Education and entertainment. Let me see if one can still come before I call it today. Then, okay, justice, the conclusion there. So let me just drop that conclusion. Then we call it a day here. So finally, the mass media are vital in ensuring the normal existence of people in every society. So that's just like the summary here. And through these 4 basic functions, mass communication sanitizes society, makes the world habitable for man, and provides platform for interaction and coexistence of people of diverse cultures across the world. With the emergence of technology, which has taken the world to a global level, global village level, mass communication is even more crucial in serving as the living wire of society. So we're going to meet next study question. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
You really trying to stop